Greetings, Joseph Kursky here with you to talk about a new book that I wrote called Interpreting Our World, 100 Discoveries that Revolutionized Geography. Now I'd like to make the point with you right now that geography is revolutionary. Consider the task that is set before every geographer. Make sense of the whole world and everything in it. Wow! To consider the world as a system of systems, to create tools in which it is possible to study the world in its entirety and its variety, and to help the world become a more sustainable one in which its people, animals, and plants can thrive, is a radical or revolutionary idea. It is fitting then that the title of this book focuses on 100 discoveries that revolutionized geography. For the history of geography is a series of ideas and innovations that changed our world, shaping it into what it is today. Folks, it is also fitting that the title of this book is Interpreting Our World, 100 Discoveries that Revolutionized Geography. For a chief task of geographers is to do just that, interpret the world. To even attempt to understand the complex, interconnected 21st century world in which we live is a major feat. But not only do geographers unflinchingly take on this task, they do so in three ways. First, geographers bring deep and rich content knowledge to our world. From the way river systems work, to the manner in which human populations are changing, from the impact that natural hazards have on locations, and the people living in those locations, to the impact that global trade, for example, and the people living there in affected areas have on human health, transportation, energy, and food security. Second, geographers bring specific skills to understanding the world. The skills include knowing how to perform spatial analysis within a geographic information system or GIS environment, or how to operate a GPS receiver or an unmanned aerial vehicle, UAVs, or a drone. Indeed, the development of these technologies have been revolutionary not to just geography, but also to people's everyday lives. Consider the number of times, for example, you have access to live web map on your laptop, tablet, or phone, or one in a vehicle, light rail, train, or bus, in the last week. These live web maps were developed in large part by geographers. Geographers make extensive use of tools, but they are also critical of their use, recognizing that even GIS often oversimplifies the complex nature of the Earth, or that map projections or map symbology can influence perceptions that people develop about the world and the data being portrayed. And geographers are even critical of methods used by their own discipline, such as the research by Tuan and others, who maintain that quantitative methods are useful, but that the sense of place is still an important force acting in our world, one that is worthy of appreciation and study. This critical nature of geography has always been a part of the discipline. Robert Morden, who co-created a globe in the 1680s, declared in his Geography Rectified, or Description of the World, 1693, that it is a boldness justifiable by truth, to affirm that all former geographies diligently compared with the more accurate observations and discoveries of late years are greatly defective and strangely erroneous. Other skills honed by geographers include quantitative and qualitative research techniques, thinking critically about data, and modeling geographic inquiry. The geographic inquiry model begins with asking thoughtful questions and moves to gathering data, assessing data, analyzing that data, interpreting the results, and making a decision and recommending solutions. This usually leads to additional questions. In fact, asking good questions is the most important part of the process. All of the revolutionary geographic thinkers described in this book asked difficult questions and sought to find the answers. Eratosthenes, for example, asked, "How large is the earth?" Thomas Malthus asked, "What are the constraints that agricultural production could have on future population growth?" James Hutton asked, "What processes created the landforms that we see, and how do they work?" Third, geographers bring the geographic or spatial perspective to issues and events. The geographic perspective considers scale, changes over space and time, the uniqueness and commonalities between places and regions, and the importance of geographic patterns, relationships, and trends. It is, in short, a quest to understand the whys of where. The geographic perspective brings a holistic view while not neglecting the components of that whole. Geographers consider the impact on, above, and below the surface of the Earth of concepts such as atmospheric conditions, urbanization, land survey systems, agriculture, and ecoregions. Geographers bring a systems approach. They recognize that such things as climate, oceans, biomes, and the carbon cycle represent major systems that are interconnected, but also are connected to other systems. So those are the perspectives that I bring in this Interpreting Our World book, and I hope you pick up a copy and start interpreting your world. Thanks.